Everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and I've made it a new goal of mine for 2017 to actually check in with different people and find out what makes them happy. And so I'm also keeping track of what makes me happy, because I think that's pretty important. But then as I sort of meet people along the way, I'm just asking them, hey, what makes you happy? And it's quite interesting what the response is. And so I started off today, I started off by doing some learning, and I don't know if any of you are continuing to do that in your life. You know, a lot of people say to me, I love your attitude, Sal. And you know, part of the reason I have the attitude I do is because I believe, anyway, I'm always challenging myself at some level. And learning is a challenge for me, especially as I'm learning more and more about YouTube. And it's hard work, I don't mind telling you, to understand it and to be able to implement it. And also because I can't do it as quickly as I would like. I can't do all the things as quickly as I would like to. You know, it's very frustrating for me as well, which is good. And so it really pushes a lot of my buttons. Excuse me. Anyway, so what I wanted to find out is, as I spend my day and I find myself being happy, I thought I'd check in, and so I could report back to you what I did today that made me happy, as opposed to what made me sad. And today, the first thing that happened was I did this learning, and actually that did make me happy, because I got a couple of ideas that I thought, gosh, you know something, I really need to do that with DearMamaSal as a channel. And of course now I've got to implement it. My biggest problem in life is I get these great ideas, but you know, when am I going to implement them? Duh. So then the next thing is that I then was driving to my doctor's appointment, and I found myself smiling, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. What made me smile? And I realized that what it was the sunshine. I mean, we've got snow on the ground, which you can probably see through the windows. It's, you know, what I call the dirty snow now. It's not the clean, white, fluffy stuff. It's now the dirty, sludgy stuff. But it was wonderful. The sun was shining and it looked so pretty. So I was just really aware of that. And I thought, oh, that made me happy. And I thought, gosh, isn't that a nice thing to talk about? What makes you happy? So if you remember yesterday, I actually asked that of the young man that was helping me with the insurance. So today I went off to the doctor's, and it was strange because I was talking to my doctor, and he was busy telling me how he just moved, you know, into another house that he's building. And, you know, he had a pretty nice house before where he built this incredible koi stream through the property. It tells you everything you need to know about my doctor, right? Anyway, we were discussing how, as I might have mentioned to the broadcast viewers, you know, my property value has gone up 40% in 2 years. And that in turn, you know, has put up my, was going to put up my rates and taxes, I'm pretty sure of that. But here is the thing. I decided I'd ask him, because here he was, you know, you'd think he'd say what made him happy was being able to afford to build a new house or whatever. And it was strange, because when I said to him, by the way, what makes you happy? And he sort of did a double take, which most people seem to be doing when I asked the question. And he went, having enough time to sit and watch the koi in my koi pond. And I smiled and said, isn't that the truth? And he said, yeah, Sal, it is. And I thought, how many of us would be happier if we took the time to sit and watch the koi in the koi pond, or took the time to sit down and read a book for a change, or at least, or whatever else it is that makes you happy or makes you feel relaxed. I was really quite touched by his answer, because I really believed it to be true for him at a level that I hadn't really thought about. I would have expected, maybe skiing in Switzerland, or, I don't know, whatever it was, but, to have enough time to watch the koi. Anyway, as I was leaving, I happened to sort of chat with his receptionist of many, many years. And, I think she's been a receptionist almost as long as I've been a patient. And I just happened to be chit-chatting to her about stuff. And she was saying how much she loves my hair. And I said, well, I was really so scared about stopping coloring it, because I thought I would look 10 years older or whatever. And I said it actually didn't happen at all. If anything, it looks just the same, just a different color. And she said, well, I think it looks absolutely great. I said, well, thank you so much. Anyway, so we got talking about a couple of other things, and it was really amazing, because she said to me, I was talking about the fact that I'd had a really tough December, and I'd managed to claw my way out of it. And she said, you're one tough cookie. And I went, what? And she said, no, I've always admired you for that. And I was actually quite shocked, because she has never indicated that at all in all the time I've known her. And she said, it's obvious in everything you do. And I said, what? And she said, the way you walk, the way you talk, everything. I went, wow. And then, being who I am, I said, well, it would take one to recognize one. And she said, yeah, but not like you. And I said, well, you know something? From you, I'm going to take that as a compliment. It's funny, because for some people, I would not have necessarily taken that as a compliment. But from her, and the way in which she was saying it, I really felt that it was. And I said, I'm going to take that as a compliment. She said, oh, yeah, you take that as a compliment, big time. I went, okay, thank you. I'm not quite sure what I did to deserve it, but thank you. So, did that make me happy? Well, it quite shocked me, because I didn't know that she felt that way about me. And I was quite surprised. And then, as I was leaving, my doctor is now in a different... oh, that, by the way, the first thing I did when I was going to the doctor was to go to his old address again. He's been there for over 6 months at the new address, and I still go to the old one. My car, I think, is destined. It's sort of got a GPS on it that goes... I know how to get to the doctor. And it did. Unfortunately, it was the old office, not the new one. Anyway, this new one that he's in, there's sort of a concierge type situation at the front. And as I was leaving, I walked past the receptionist lady, and then I went, no. And I stopped and turned around, and I said, I just wanted to wish you a Happy New Year. Well, you would think that I'd just given her, a bouquet of roses or something, if you could have seen the way that she reacted. And she said, oh, thank you so much. And I said, well, I don't know. I got a feeling that doing your job gets quite lonely at times. And so I thought I'd bring you a smile. Wow! Am I glad I did that? That made me very happy. Because the reaction I got and the feedback I got from her. And she was saying that she had a friend of hers who really had a very tough year last year due to illness. And she said she wished her for 2017 the gift of joy. I thought, oh, wasn't that nice? How nice to do that. So I hope that's given you a couple of things to think about for the day. And one of the things I do know is that nobody else can actually make us happy. It is what we do and how we process and how we deal with everyday life that makes us happy, or sad, or frustrated, or whatever. So I'm going to send you a big hug, and hope that you have a wonderful day. And I'm hoping that while you were listening to this, you got some ideas of what you could do. And I would challenge you, if you will, to maybe take up my challenge for the year, which is start asking people what makes you happy. And if you'd like to, report back and let me know. And I'll keep reporting back to you on the sort of different people I meet of all different walks of life and what their answers are. And let's just keep feeding back. And I'm sure we'll be quite surprised at all the different answers we get. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, look after one another, but most of all, remember to look after yourself. Bye-bye for now.